Good morning, you guys. Well, hey, you guys. It's your girl, Lauren, and I am back with another video, you guys. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss another lit video. What is up to the LB squad? What is good? What is up? What is good? What is up? What is up to the game, you guys? I am back with another video, meaning I'm back with another banger. So before we get in this video, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I also need y'all to hit that bell so you don't miss another lit video. Hey guys, I know y'all wondering where you been, because I ain't been posting. Let me stop messing with my hair, because where I been. Let's talk about it. Okay, so y'all know me. I'm not gonna make this. I normally make stuff very long-winded, and I'm gonna try not to make this long-winded and try to touch in on the key points, and then kind of just go from there. So bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I've been crying. Ooh. Okay, so for starters, the last time that I gave y'all an update, I had told y'all how I was moving to Killeen. I was originally, I was living in Tyler. Okay, let me back up. So, last year, April 3rd, 2022, I moved to Tyler with my grandma. I moved back from Tyler about almost 3 months ago. Ooh. It was in July. Anyway, the end of July, I moved back to Tyler. I moved back to Killeen. Okay, so when I moved back here, it was a lot. Let me break it down. Okay, so when I moved back, it was a lot. Like, the moving process was a lot because I was still working. So I had to bring Zaiyden to my mom, and my mom had Zaiyden for 2 weeks while I was back home, and I was working and I was packing and just trying to move back here. Okay, so I had to move because I didn't have any help with Zaiyden, and a lot of stuff just started going on in my life. And I needed help with Zaiyden. That's mostly my reasoning. I needed help with Zaiyden without really going into depth. Okay. So, all right, boom. I moved back. I wasn't working for the first 2 months I was here. So, I was just doing school. And I was just doing school. And just really just trying to talk to God. Figure out what God wants for me, what he want me to do, where he want me to go, where he want me to work. Just really just self-caring. Just really just trying to figure out. I'm trying to do all this without crying because stuff be ain't trying to cry. All right, so, and I'm drinking my coffee, you guys. So, and if y'all didn't know, we are in my prayer closet. Sorry, we are in my sanctuary. Well, God's sanctuary. It's the same thing. Yeah, okay. We in here, so it's real. It's real in here. That's why it's how it is. And I think I'm gonna start doing more videos in here because I feel like it's a peaceful environment. Okay, so I'm having my morning coffee with God. So, okay, boom. Just self-caring, just trying to get myself together, trying to clear my skin. I put braids in my hair so I can start growing my hair back out because I went through a period of I was just stressing a lot because I was working so much. My hair started falling out. I'll drop, this is before and then this is after. So that's how my hair looked, and then I ended up having to get it cut. So, y'all, I'm dropping them pictures for y'all. I had to get it cut. And she actually did really good with the cut. She dyed it and everything. It was cute. But I feel like for me, it kind of messed up my growing pattern. So now I'm starting all the way over. Or I don't know really how to say how it is. Basically, I'm starting all the way over. I'm starting over. So if y'all see me in my braids and then y'all just be like, oh sis, you been in them braids for 6 months. Thank you. I know. It's killing me too. Because I like to switch up my hair and I like to do my hair and stuff. But I have to keep braids in right now for a growing method because I just can't with the way my hair is right now. It's just not giving hair for me. It's not, especially when it took me so long to really grow out my hair. And like, it was so healthy and it was so thick. And like, it's just, it was a lot. So, but I needed it. Okay, so, boom. I met this guy when I was in Tyler. And, okay, yeah. Okay, so I met this guy when I was in Tyler. I'm just gotta say all this, Lord. I'm giving y'all a life update. Okay, so I met this guy when I was in Tyler. Before I met him, I met his mom. I worked with his mom. And me and his mom formed a pretty good relationship when I was working with her. And so I'm going to say a few weeks, because I moved in April. I met him in July, but I met his mom in April. So yeah, I met his mom April, May, June, July. I met his mom about 2.5 months before I met him. All right, so I had a pretty good relationship with his mom. We worked together. She was cool. All right, boom. He starts working there. For some reason, I didn't even know that was his mom. I just knew he started working there. We had a new person. I had to train him because I was training everybody. So, okay, so I was training him, and like we kind of just hit it off. Like you would think that we been knowing each other, because like the way we hit it off, it was just like a smooth transition into like it was cool. It was a vibe. Like he a vibe for real. All right. Okay, so fast forward, we started going through a bunch of like kind of ups and downs because we both was dealing with a lot. He was dealing with a lot of family situations, and then I was dealing with a lot of family situations, and then we both was trying to like manage each other and like keep ourselves afloat at the same time, plus work, and we got kids and X, Y, and Z. So y'all can only imagine the pressure on this situationship, right? Off back, just pressure. But God, through, I'm just really trying not to cry. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to, man, I knew this was going to be hard. Ugh, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. Okay, so through it all, we really just through it all, we really like just leaned on each other because we really needed each other in that time, right? Okay, so we really needed each other in that time, so we really like leaned on each other, and we got like really, really, really close. Okay, so we went through a bunch of ups and downs because, like I said, like he has his own stuff he was dealing with. I had my own stuff I was dealing with. On top of that, like we both been through a lot of stuff. We both been hurt. Sorry, I'm trying to look away because the more I look at the camera, the more it's emotional. But like we both was there for each other, right? And like we both leaned on each other. We both always, talked about God to each other and try to encourage each other to keep pushing. You feel me? So like that's my dog for real. Much love, much love. Okay, so kind of fast forward, like I said, every situation has its ups and downs, especially when you have like a bunch of stuff going on in life. Because for me, I never been in a situation to where like I knew how to communicate. So getting in this situation, God already kind of taught me how to communicate. So it was easy to communicate with him, but he wasn't in a situation to where he really knew how to communicate. So like he didn't really know how to communicate with me. So we kind of just started, like it was a lot of things that I didn't know that he's older, so it's a lot of things that like I didn't know that he was teaching me, and a lot of things that he didn't know that I was teaching him. We kind of was just like bouncing off each other, like a vibe for real. So okay, so mind you, I always say everything happens for a reason, because I wasn't supposed to stay in Tyler when I went to Tyler, and he wasn't even supposed to go to Tyler. But his mom got sick. So when his mom got sick, he ended up coming to Tyler. So, all right, fast forwarding. We going through a lot. I'm helping him a lot out with his mom. Well, not just me, but me and my grandma. Like, we helped a lot with his mom. His mom had stage 4 cancer. And so we helped a lot with his mom, making sure like she was good, he was good. If he didn't feel like cooking, or like just not even if he didn't feel like cooking, because he would do anything. Like when it come to his mama, he do anything, everything for his mama. Like it's not no ambus, it was about it. But we try to do a lot to take the load off, because you know he's working, he got 2 kids, and he taking care of his mom but pretty much by himself. Like he did have help, but he in the house with her 24/7 outside of work and his kids. And he just like him and his mom is just, yeah. So we did a lot to kind of take that load off. Excuse me. Now I'm burping. I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm nervous for. So we did a lot to just help. Like God really blessed us to be able to help and see everything through all the way to the end. So, all right, boom, fast forward. His mom started like really going in and out the hospital, because it was just kind of just going downhill as far as with the cancer, because it was spreading. And we just kept her highly lifted in prayer and just praying with her, and we leaned on each other to like, you know, keep each other up. Fast forward without really going into details about some other stuff. July, I think 27th or something like that. I know it was the very end of July. I moved back to Killeen. When I moved back to Killeen, my transition was very emotional, because I built a family out there, and I felt like I was leaving him. I felt like I don't know, I was in this helpless stage to where it was like, I can't stay because I need help with a lot of stuff, but I didn't want to leave because I felt like I was leaving him behind, right? And y'all know that feeling to where it's like, I want to be here so bad, but I can't. And it crushes you, because it's like, what to do. So I'm just trusting God, because I'm like, God, I don't know what to do, but clearly you want me to do X, Y, and Z, because of the way everything is just happening, and in the smooth transition. I'm like, all right, cool, it's God. Okay, cool. Just doing what God want me to do. So like my first couple of weeks here was just like very emotional, because me and him are like this. Like from the day that I met him, I feel like it was hardly a day that we wasn't together, because we worked so much. We worked together. After work we link up. Sometimes before work we link up. On our off days we link up. Like, it was rarely a time that we was not together. So like, for us to like, you know, just really separate to where like I don't see him at all, it was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't like this. Right? Still in all, I trust the guy, and I'm trying to speed it up a little bit, because I do gotta get ready for work. Okay, through it all, I still trust the guy, because I'm like, okay, God, you know what? I know sometimes come on, Jesus. Sometimes you pull people away from each other to bring them back even stronger, right? Because sometimes God have to bring you away from people to work on you individually. Yeah, I'm only crying so much because I've been praying about some stuff and like talking to y'all. Like, God is really just answering a bunch of stuff and it's wild. Like, God, you know your big one. Alright. Sometimes, like, honestly, like, God will pull you away from certain situations. Hold on. I had to write that down because, like, that was that for me. So, it was hard because I'm spoiled. He spoils me. Like, I'm spoiled. So, it was kind of like, man, why, right? But everything happens for a reason. So, when I left, we kind of stopped talking as much as we used to talk, because his mom took a turn, and still just me being here praying, just praying. Sorry, that was him. Anyway, still just praying, and just like, God, let your will be done. Like, everything is in your hands. Just give it to God. Like, we both was just like talking, and just like, we just gonna give it to God because we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing but be here. So he had called me on a Friday, and he was telling me like, hey, if you want to come see my mom, right now is the best time to come see her. Mind you, she was already in the hospital for like a week. So I'm like, all right, I'm coming. I'm on my way. So I call my mom. I'm like, hey, sorry, I had almost dropped his name. So I had to back up. So I called my mom, and I'm like, hey, so-and-so just called me. And he said, hey, you want to come see my mom? She said, if anybody want to come see her now. So I'm like, all right. So my mom watched Zaiyden, and I shoot her on up there to Tyler. So I'm gone. Y'all know me. I'm doing 80 and a 60, like 80 and a 25. Like I'm on my way. So I'm praying, I'm praising God, because I'm like, God, you gonna do it, you gonna do it. So I got my holy oil. I'm praying. Like, I'm like, God, cover me. So this whole time I'm there, like, I'm grounded. Like, when I tell you, like, I'm in my Bible, I got my Bible on my hip. Like, I got my holy oil on my hip. And I'm praying, and I'm reading, and I'm like, God giving me scriptures after scriptures and different things to just help me, to help the family. So I'm like, all right, cool. Prior to this, before I had left, God had gave me this dream. And I'm not going to talk about the dream, but God had gave me this dream. So basically, I knew the end before it even happened, right? But I kept it between. I did talk to my grandma about it, but I kept it where it was, because I was just like, God, I know you're showing me, but I knew God was preparing me to be able to be there, right? So I'm like, all right. So I get down there, everybody in the room. I'm like, hey, mama, giving her a kiss. I'm like, how you doing? How you feeling? So I sit at her feet while she's sitting, and I'm like, you want me to rub your feet? Rub your feet, because her feet was really swollen. So I'm like, you want me to rub your feet? I'm chopping it up with a few of her family. Like, I already know his brother, but I got to meet his brother's wife for the first time. So I got to meet her, super sweet lady. His cousin was there, so like I got to just sit there and talk with the family and whatever. So they ended up letting her go home. So when they let her go home, like I'm like, all right, come on, like I'm excited. I'm like, all right, God, what you doing? Because I know what you showed me, I know what you told me, and I'm like, come on, like I know the God that we serve. Do your big one, right? So I'm like, all right. So we get to the house, I'm sitting with her, and I'm talking to her, and God sent me on assignment. He already told me what he wanted me to do when I got there. And so when I walked in the room, in the hospital room, my mind was already set on what God wanted me to do. But see, with God, you have to be patient, and you have to wait on God, because you can miss God's timing. You can be too early. You can delay the process. So I'm like, when I walked in and I seen everybody, I immediately in my head, I'm like, all right, God, this is not the right time. I got it. All right, cool. Whenever you say. I kid you not. She has said that she wanted to ride with me home. She wanted to ride in my car home. Like, this is the truth. Her son was there and everything. She wanted to ride with me. So when she said she wanted to ride with me, I was like, that's God. Like, that's going to be my time to do what God wanted me to do. All right. So they tried to get her in my car. So I have like a SUV truck or whatever. So it was actually too high. So she couldn't get in my car because it was too high. So she ended up getting in her son's car, and then her son's kids rode with me. Excuse me. All right. So we get to the house or whatever. We chilling, everybody good. So I'm helping cleaning up. So I go and I sit at her feet. First I started trying to do some homework. I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, I'm finna try to do some homework because I'm like, God, whenever you say, whenever you ready. All right, boom. Then sorry, I'm looking at the time because I told y'all I do gotta go to work. So I gotta be there for 10, so I got a good minute. So I'm sitting there trying to do homework. So everybody ended up leaving out the house. Everybody outside in the front. And I'm sitting on the floor doing homework. But the crazy part is I'm doing homework, but then the internet goes out on the laptop. So I'm like, all right, let me try to see what's going on so I can get my homework done. So everybody leave out, and I'm in the midst of about to figure out what's going on with the internet. And God said, now is the time. So I'm like, all right. So I close my laptop, and I get up and I pull up a chair and I go sit right next to her while she's sitting in her. It's a little chair. It's a chair that she's sitting in, like a recliner. I couldn't get it for nothing, a recliner. So I go sit next to her and I'm talking to her and I'm like, Mama, you believe in God? And she's like, yeah. I said, you believe in Jesus? She's like, yeah. I said, you believe he died and he rose again? She's like, yeah. All right. You believe if God took you in, God called you home, heaven gonna be your home? She said, yeah. And I started asking her how she felt. She was like, I'm tired, I'm ready to go, I'm tired. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, you want to pray? So she like, yeah. So I'm all right. So I'm praying with her. And I told her, I said, this holy oil. And I put something in my hand, touch her with it. I'm praying with her. And we prayed. She agreed to everything in the prayer. God said, that's it. So I left it at that. All right. Because I'm like, all right, if anything happens from here on out, heaven is your home. And see, this is the thing that people fail to realize. It's so important to know where you're going when you leave this earth. Because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't want to know. And heaven and hell is real, whether you want to believe it or not. And me personally, I'd rather believe that there's a heaven and hell and work my way to get to heaven than not believe nothing or do whatever I want to do and then heaven and hell be real and I'm condemned to hell for the rest of my life. That's why I work so hard to be a good person and just do what God wants me to do. So, all right, boom. So I leave, I go stay at night in my friend's house. I couldn't really sleep. So I'm up I'm just praying through the night because I couldn't really sleep. And so I had a lot on my mind. I couldn't really sleep. So I'm like, all right, boom. So the next morning, I kid you not, by 5, like, he'd tell you, like, 5, by, like, literally no later than 6, I was in front of his house. So he opened the door and I go in. So I go sit in there and I go talk to her when she get up. I try to get her to eat. She didn't want to eat. So I'm like, you want some yogurt? And she's like, I'll try some yogurt. So I'm like, all right. So the yogurt that was in there, it wasn't good. So I ran to the store, went got her some yogurt, and I sat there with her and I got her to eat about half of the thing of the yogurt, which was good because she wasn't eating. She wasn't really trying to eat. So to help her like consume so much of the yogurt, like it was really good. We was like, all right, boom, we good, we getting somewhere. All right, so I ended up. No, I didn't. Okay, so I was leaving that day. This is a Saturday. I got there on a Friday. I was supposed to leave Saturday. So we sitting there, she eating. So she had a tube connected to her stomach, and like basically like it wasn't like blood was coming out of it, and so we ended up having to bring her back to the hospital. She said she wanted to go to the hospital, so we ended up bringing her back to the hospital. So we get to the hospital, and that night we was all talking. I was like, all right, I'll go stay at my friend's house or figure out where I was gonna stay at X, Y, and Z. And they was like, oh, she said, you can stay up here. I want you to stay up here. So I was like, all right. So I stayed at the hospital with her all night. I couldn't sleep. I was on, like, every time I dozed off, I kid y'all not, this is the sound I heard. Every time I dozed off. And I kept hearing it. Every time I heard it, I said, God, come in. Because I knew it was God. It wasn't, like, nobody ever came in. Like, nobody ever came in but God. That's how I knew it was God. Every time I dozed off, it was just, that was it. So I knew something up. I'm praying. I kid you not, and I still have it in my phone. The timestamps, bro. So, because I was writing down, I was bracketing everything. And so, I'm like, all right. So probably about, I'm going to say 5, or maybe it was 3 to 5, somewhere in between that. She had woke up, and she said she wanted to listen to gospel music. So I was like, all right. So I put on gospel music. Basically, we listened to gospel music all the way up until my friend came. So when he came, we sat with him. I told him, what all occurred throughout the night and everything, X, Y, and Z. All right, boom. So I ended up leaving. I left probably about 2. Trying to wrap this up. Okay. October 27th. I was on the phone with my friend, and we were having, we talked for probably about 3.5, almost 4 hours. And the conversation was so good because I told y'all when I left, we took a turn. Like we just did. It was a lot going on. It was a lot for the both of us. And so we talked and we talked and we talked. And we caught up. And he opened up about a lot of stuff. And he talked to me about a lot of stuff. And we just fellowship. And we talked and we talked and we talked. There's so much love in that conversation. Oh, Jesus. And I'll tell y'all, like, every time we go through what we're going through now, because I'm going to get there, I have to think back on October 27th, because God bring me back to October 27th and be like, this was it, right? So we talking about life and everything, and laughing about, because I told him, like, Mama would, when we worked together, like, she was the definition of going to work, minding her business, and going home. Like, I'm not playing. Like, she would do her food, do her dishes and stuff, and she would burn out. No, she said bye. Like, I always be like, no, bye, no nothing. Like, but she did. She used to say bye, but, like, it don't matter who in the kitchen. Like, you in there, she gone. She finna go home. She is not playing. Like, everybody else be playing. She was gone. She like, like, I'm on my way home. I don't know what y'all got going, but I'm gone. Like, she was a vibe, like, cool, right? So October 27th, we talking. Just having a beautiful conversation, just really, really talking. Like, he opened up about stuff that I didn't know about, and was just, really been to me, like, to where that's forever with me. That's forever with me. That's forever between me and you. So, October 28th comes. And this is a Saturday. And I'm looking at the time. I'm off. I'm off that day because I didn't have a babysitter, so I ended up having to call off. Mind you, Friday night. I was supposed to go to work Saturday, but I didn't have a babysitter Saturday, so I had called off Friday night, right? Just the way God work with stuff. And so I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at the time. I'm like, he got to be to work for 10:30. And like, I know when he's taking care of his mom, like if he don't text me, then all right, cool, you know, he busy or whatever. If he don't call, he busy. But I know that I always send him a prayer in the morning. Like that's something that we just do. I always send him a prayer, and he always responds to the prayer. It does not matter what's going on. He's gonna respond to the prayer before he go to work. Excuse me. So I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, man, it's 10:30, and I'm on the phone. I was on the phone with Miss Barbara, and I was like, something don't seem right. Like Miss Barbara can testify to that. Like I said, something don't seem right. And she was like, what you mean? I said, he would have responded to the prayer by now. I said, if he don't call me, if he don't text me, sometimes that's normal because I know what's going on. I said, but he would have responded to the prayer. Him not responding to the prayer, I was like, something not right. Something not right. So I'm like, well, maybe he was rushing this morning or whatever, you know, just trying to I don't really know. But I just kept having this feeling. I was like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. So I get on the phone with my mama and I'm talking to my mama and she's like, oh, you talked to him this morning, da da da, how mama doing, da 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 da. Or she said her name, but I'm not gonna say her name. So I was like, she was like, how mama doing, da da da. So I'm telling her, and I said, you know, we talked last night, she doing good. And I was like, but something ain't right. I said, you know, he ain't saying nothing to me this morning, but normally he responds to the prayers. So she was like, well, you got his family numbers for a reason. Call somebody in the family. And I was like, you're right. I was like, I didn't think about that. So I called his cousin because I know his cousin, they've been staying over there. And so I called and I said, hey, how mama doing this morning? And she said, who is this? And I said, Lauren. And it didn't make sense to me when she was like, who is this? Because I'm like, you got my number saved. You know who this is? Like, what you mean? But I realized with the situation, we're going to get there, why she ended up asking. Because she was confused. So I was like, it's Lauren. And she said his name. And she said, he ain't called you? And I said, no. I'm replaying how it went. I said, no. And she said, she passed away this morning. And when she said it, I was like, okay, all right. I said, all right. Hey, if you need something, call me. And I ended up getting off the phone. So I called Miss Barbara back because me and Miss Barbara, so I called Miss Barbara and I said, Miss Barbara, Mama passed away this morning. And I just broke down. And like I couldn't, I was trying to hold it together, but I couldn't. Because it was like, wow, like we was just talking last night about just different stuff to where it was like, what? Right? Fast forward, of course, it's natural. He got distant because, I mean, who wouldn't? I cannot imagine losing my parents. Like I can't. If I even think about something like that, it hurts. I think about how close I was with his mom and how it hurts me that his mom is not here anymore. So I went through that. Okay, because I gave y'all that whole story because this is my life update. So after that, when the funeral came around, I went to the funeral. I had went back to Tyler, went to the funeral, came back, and I felt like I was okay. I felt like I was good. I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm alright. I trust God, I'm good. The more that I told myself I was good, the more I realized that my days started blurring together. Like, everything just, I just wanted to drink. I just wanted to just do anything to just not think. Everything was just blurring together. And I couldn't understand why. And so, like, I was like, God, I need your help. So I ended up sitting with Ricky one day. And she was like, people grieve in different ways. We was just talking. And she was like, people grieve in different ways. And I was like, oh my God. So I wrote it down. And I took it to God. And I was just like, I'm grieving. I thought I was okay. I felt like God prepared me to where I was okay. And then I finally realized I'm not. And I'm not okay. Like, even now, I'm not okay. Like, I'm trying to be okay. And I'm gonna say this, like, I'm doing better. This is a life update. And this is where I've been, why I haven't been posting, like, nothing, because I really just been trying to figure out what God wants for me. Like, I'm still grieving because I know God literally got his best angel. And recently I had a dream about her. And I woke up in tears because it was so beautiful, because I seen her in her healed body. I seen her walking. And she was healed. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was so beautiful. And so it's like, it's sad because she's not here. But God showed me, and I cannot lie, bro. God showed me, like, we were walking together in this dream. We were walking and we were talking. And I knew that this was her spirit because of everything that happened in the dream. Because she was talking to me about some stuff and we were talking about him. And she was telling me stuff. And so I'm like, okay. And she told me 2 things that was for me that I wrote down, that I knew that it was from God for me. But everything else in the dream was him. And like, I remember the dream so clearly. And if I have never told y'all, like, I'm a dreamer. And so God talks to me in dreams. And so, like, I was walking with her, and like, literally, like, she's healed. And so I got to talk to him about it. Just a few things, some stuff, like, I ended up getting emotional. And so I was like, okay, I gotta get off the phone because I can't. I'm gonna have to go because I gotta get ready for work. So basically, like, just fast forwarding to the end of everything and wrapping it up. I've been going through a lot. I've been grieving. Life's been lifing. Things been happening. That's why I haven't been posting. That's why I haven't been able to just really sit behind the camera. Because when I do, I'm like this. And like, I even tried to do a video with Zaiyden the other day, and then I ended up crying, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm getting better. And I really appreciate y'all for being patient and waiting on videos, because I did get back to the point where I was posting them back to back, and I know y'all were loving that, and I'm trying to get back to that. So we're slowly but surely getting back. And yeah, I have a new song. I have wrote a song that will be coming sooner than later, so y'all stay tuned for that. That's in the process of doing what it gotta do. So yeah, like, y'all just bear with me, and it's gonna be great. You know, just trusting God and just knowing that you go through life. Life is just life. But it can only get better when you trust God. It can only get better. So I really do appreciate y'all for taking out your time and watching my video. And for anybody that has lost a loved one recently, or not even recently, just know that it's in God's hands, and you're gonna be all right. It might not seem like it, but you will. Just keep trusting God. Keep taking it a day at a time, as my good friends say. Taking it one day at a time. It's gonna be good. So thank you. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.